Hello everyone. Hope you all are good and I hope that you have been watching all the previous lectures thoroughly and on regular basis. In today's lecture, we are going to continue with the same chapter that we have been doing, which is journal. Yes. So far we have completed two illustrations, that is illustration 1 and illustration 2, which is about combined journal entry. Yes. In the previous lectures of this chapter, I mean the chapter journal, yes, the lectures that we had for this chapter so far, I have taught you how to write down journal entries, yes, for which you should be aware of the rules of accounts, rules of debit and credit, yeah. On such basis, you are writing journal entries, you are recording transactions in the books of accounts in journal. Yes, you are writing down the journal entry for recording transactions. Yes, we have understood illustration 1. We have also solved illustration 2. Illustration 1 was simple. I have also explained about narration, that what is narration. We have understood about the specimen of journal, that it is having these columns. The very first column is date, is of date I mean, then particulars, ledger folio number in which you are not writing anything for now, then is the column for debit and credit. Yes, the amount debited is always equal to the amount credited. Yes, in this column you are writing down the year first of all, then the month and the date. Here you are going to write down the journal entry with narration. Here you are not going to write anything for now, and in these two columns you will be writing the respective amount of the account that you have debited and the account you have credited. Alright? Okay. So today we are going to start with illustration 3 as I have written on the board. Illustration 3 is related with the transactions of capital and drawings. So firstly, what is capital? An amount introduced in the business by the owner, or you can say an investment made by the owner. Yeah, anything that the owner brings in the business, let it be cash or it in the form of an asset, is termed to be capital. Yeah. And any amount that is taken by the owner for his personal use, yes, the amount that is withdrawn by the owner from the business for his personal use, which results in the reduction of capital, reduction, I repeat, of capital is termed as drawings. Alright. So, illustration 3 consists of the transactions of capital and drawings. Alright. So, it is chapter 4 journal as per new textbook. In case you are using the old version of standard 11th, I mean the textbook, obviously I am talking about textbook, then it is chapter 3, but it is advisable that you should use the new textbook only. Yes, because it is updated with GST. Yeah, for now we are starting with illustration 3, chapter 4, journal. It is given on page number 62. Even I have a textbook here on my desk. So, I will let you know about the page number. Page number 62, illustration 3. It is about the transactions of capital and drawings. Right? Okay, then let us begin. As I said, firstly you will be writing down the year here, then the month and then the date. So let me do that first. It is 2014 July, 2014 July 1st. Okay, and I am reading the question. Introduced capital of rupees 50,000 and commenced business. Sorry, I forgot to read the heading. Ajay has commenced his business with the name Awadh Enterprise. Write journal entries from transactions of July 2014. Yes. So, very first step is that you will prepare the format of journal the way I have prepared on the board. You will prepare it in your writing book. If you have your writing book when you are watching this lecture, well and good. But from next lecture onwards, what you are going to do is that you will take your book, you will draw the necessary format well in advance. This is the format of journal which is going to be this, which is going to be same in the entire chapter. Yeah. So, always you should be readily, you should sit readily with this format, yeah. Okay. So, then you are going to label this date, particulars, ledger folio, debit, credit. And over and above this, you are going to write down a heading here at the top, the way it is written in the illustration. If you will see, journal entries in the Journal of Awadh Enterprise is the heading. Yes, journal entries in the Journal of Awadh Enterprise. Who is the owner? Mr. Ajay. Mr. Ajay is the owner and has started a business with the name of Awadh Enterprise. Yeah. Okay. So, I have not written the heading here because I am in short of space. Hope you understand this. So, please, you are supposed to write down the heading the way it is given in the illustration. Alright. Okay. So, then as I said, the year, month and the date. Now, we are going to record the transactions. That means, we are going to write down the journal entries one by one. Okay. So, the very first transaction says, introduced capital of rupees 50,000 and commenced business. Alright. Who introduced capital? Obviously, the owner. How much? 50,000. Rupees 50,000. Yes. So, what comes in? Cash. So, cash account debit. Debit what comes in? 50,000 of course. And anything that the owner brings in the business, introduces in the business, yes, is always capital. So, cash account debit to capital account. 50,000 again. Yes. Now, if we are talking about capital, the balance of capital is always credit. Drawings is always debited. Capital is always credited. Capital is always having credit balance and drawings is always having debit balance. Alright. Okay then. If you are talking about the narration, being introduced 50,000 and commenced business. You should be able to write narration on your own by now. Yes, once you will get habituated, you will be able to write it on your own. Till then, you can read the narration, given narration in your textbook. Now onwards, I am not going to write narration here because it is extremely simple and easy. So, we are not wasting our time in writing down narration which is completely similar to the given transaction, given question. Yes. So, we will just understand the journal entry. Narration you will read in the textbook in the given illustration and you will try to write it down on your own. Yes. But sure, I will dictate narration in several transactions. Alright. So, now onwards in each and every illustration or sum that we are solving will be only writing the journal entry, right. So, let me repeat this and then we can continue. Cash account debit. Cash comes in the business. Cash, real account, debit what comes in. So, cash account has been debited. Then, anything that the owner brings in the business is capital. This definition we have understood in chapter 1 of course. Yes. So this cash is capital, and capital is always having credit balance. So this way the journal entry is cash account debit to capital account. Alright. Fine then. The next transaction, which is dated on July 4. Brought goods of rupees 10,000, furniture of rupees 2,000, debtors of rupees 30,000 in business. I repeat, brought goods of rupees 10,000, furniture of rupees 2,000 and debtors of rupees 30,000 in business. Alright. So what comes in the business? Firstly goods, then furniture, then debtors. Yes. So debit what comes in? Goods, furniture and debtors. 3 of them are assets. Yes. And an asset is always having a debit balance. So all these 3 items are going to be debited. So July 4, you can write stock of goods account, you can write goods account, everything is okay. Yes. Goods account debit. Then we have I think furniture. Yes. Then debtors. Now everything is brought in the business. Again this is capital. Goods are of rupees 10,000. Furniture is of rupees 2,000. Debtors of rupees 30,000. 30 plus 10, 40,000 plus 2,000, 42,000. Again this is capital. So to capital account. I repeat, capital is anything brought in the business by the owner. It can be in the form of cash, it can be cash, or in the form of asset. Here it is cash. These are all assets, and hence this is also termed as capital. Capital is of rupees 42,000 this way, 30 plus 10 plus 2. So 42,000. Alright. So we are done with the second transaction also. We are done writing journal entry for second transaction. Yeah. Fine then. Narration, as I said, you will please read in the textbook in the given illustration. Right? Okay. Then the next transaction dated 10th of July, I am reading. Sold bike of rupees 20,000 for rupees 15,000, out of which rupees 10,000 introduced in business. That is a bike of rupees 20,000 which is sold for rupees 15,000, and finally out of 15,000, 10,000 has been introduced in the business. We are writing down in the books of accounts of business. So we are only supposed to write down how much amount has been introduced in business. Bike was worth rupees 20,000, sold for rupees 15,000 does not matter here at all. Even if the bike was worth rupees 50,000, 60,000, 70,000, even if it was sold for rupees 1 lakh or more than it, does not matter us writing here. Only what matters is that how much amount has been introduced in the business. How much? 10,000. So cash comes in the business. This transaction is on the 10th of July. So again I will be writing it down here. Yes. So we'll have to erase the previous journal entries. So just because the journal entry remains same, I am not writing it again. Just 10th of July, cash comes in how much? 10,000. To capital account, 10,000. As I said, anything introduced in the business is capital. So 10,000. Alright? Okay. Then the next transaction on 14th of July, brought in business personal receivable of rupees 6,000 and payables rupees 4,000. Personal receivables. Receivables are also, you can write it down as debtors, you can also write it down as receivables. It is a current asset. Assets are all having debit balance. So, and payables, you can also term it as creditors. Yes, debtors, receivables, all of them are having always a debit balance. Payables, creditors are always having a credit balance. Alright? Okay. So, receivables brought in the business are of 6,000 and payables are of rupees 4,000. So, 6,000 you are supposed to receive, of which 4,000 you are supposed to pay. So, what remains is 2,000. So, that becomes capital. Let me write it down. 14th. I will write down debtors instead of receivables. Debtors are your customers. I mean, actually the people from whom you have to receive amount is of 6,000. I mean, are of 6,000. Then creditors, payables. $4,000. Liability, always credit. Assets, always debit. So, understand the scene here. Debtors are of rupees 6,000. That means 6,000 comes into the business or will come into the business. You will have to pay 4,000. So, remaining you are receiving 2,000 in excess here. So, ultimately that is the introduction of amount in business, which is termed as capital. And as I said, the amount debited should always be equal to the amount credited. So, if here it is 6,000, here it should be 6,000 compulsory. So, of which 4,000 is creditors, 2,000 is for capital. Alright? Okay. Next, transaction dated 16th of July, paid off income tax rupees 500. Okay. If you are talking about income tax is a personal expense of the owner. Yes. Income tax is paid. Firstly, this is cash transaction. So, out of the two effects, one is definitely going to be cash or bank. Now, income tax is a personal expense. Personal expense is always termed as drawings. Yes, I have explained this while explaining the definition of drawings in chapter 1. And this illustration is all about the transactions of capital and drawings. So, this is the very first transaction about drawings. Income tax is a personal expense of the owner, and here they say that it is paid it is paid from business. Now, you might be thinking, ma'am, it is not instructed that it is paid from business. They have just written that it is paid. Excuse me. But if it is given here, that simply means that it is paid from business. If it was not paid from the business, then they might have not instructed, or they might have not given you this transaction here. So, whenever it is written paid income tax, it simply means that the tax has been paid from business, which is the personal expense of the owner, and hence drawings account will be debited, right? So, the transaction is about the payment of income tax. So the journal entry for that is drawings account debit. Let me just erase this. Okay, it is on 16th of July. Income tax is personal expense and hence it is termed as drawings. Drawings account debit to cash account. Alright, how much it is? It is 500 only. Fine. Next transaction on 20th of July, withdrawn rupees 1000 from business for personal use. Owner has withdrawn rupees 1000 from business for personal use. Yes, this is again drawings, and what is withdrawn? Rupees, amount, money, cash. Yes, on 20th July. So again this is drawings. So drawings account debit to cash account. How much? 1000. All right. Okay. So the next journal entry, I can explain this if you are facing any difficulty. Firstly, it is withdrawn for personal use. It is clearly written in the transaction. Hence, this is drawings. Then to cash account. Cash goes out. Credit what goes out. If cash is introduced, if cash comes in, then cash is debited as per the rule of real account. Debit what comes in. And further, here it is credited. Credit what goes out. Next. 22nd of July, paid rupees 200 for life insurance premium from business. Life insurance premium. Life is of an individual. So again, this is the personal expense of the owner. Yes, if the insurance is taken for goods of business, it is fire insurance premium. Life nahi. Life insurance premium is of an individual. So life insurance premium is personal expense of the owner which is paid from business. So again, life insurance premium is termed as drawings, which is paid from business. So drawings account debit to cash account. Again, the same journal entry on 22nd of July. Drawings account debit, this is for life insurance premium which is personal expense of the owner to cash account. Why? Because it is paid from business and cash goes out. How much it is? 200. So the journal entry remains same. That's the reason I'm not writing it again. Fine then. This is on 22nd of July. Alright. Next. It is withdrawn goods of rupees 400 for personal use from business. Now, for the very first time, goods have been withdrawn. Till now, it was cash withdrawn by the owner or cash paid for personal expenses. So, we used to write drawings account debit to cash. Now, goods are withdrawn. So, the journal entry is on 25th of July. Firstly, goods have been taken for personal use. Definitely it is drawings. So, drawings account debit, goods worth rupees how much? 400. So, now the question is what to credit? Drawings account debit to purchase account. You might be thinking, that ma'am, you have taught us that purchase is always debited because whenever you purchase, goods comes in. Yes, but whenever goods are taken for personal use, yes, you have purchased goods to sell goods, to sell them further. But if the owner, you is owner, yeah, always if I am saying, if I am talking in this manner, if I am explaining in this manner, you have to consider yourself as owner, yeah. So if the owner has purchased goods, he is purchasing goods for the sale of it, isn't it? Now if the owner will withdraw goods from the goods that he has purchased, definitely the amount of purchase is going to decrease. Yes, that's the reason we are going to credit purchase account during the personal withdrawal of goods. Yes, purchase account is credited also in some other cases that you will get to know in the illustrations ahead. Yes, then the last transaction, college tuition fees of son rupees 500 paid from business. This is very simple transaction. I am not writing it on the board. I will just explain you. The owner has paid the tuition fees of his son from business. Yeah. Obviously, this is the personal expense of the owner, isn't it? So if it is paid from business, again this is drawings. So drawings account debit to cash account. The same journal entry with the amount 500. Yes. So I think this completes illustration 3, which was about the transactions of capital and drawings. Yeah. Now the last step, you might have written all the journal entries in one page. Yeah. So you should total this journal, and the amount of total of both the columns of debit and credit should always be equal. Always the amount debited should be equal to the amount credited. Yes. So further we are going to start with illustration 4. मैंने पॉज नहीं किया है।